Morning, happy Friday, everyone. Good evening for those joining us from across the world, or whatever time of day it is if you happen to watch this back afterwards. Gonna grab this camera mount because my whatchamacallit's still not here yet. Which reminds me, I want to order a longer USB-C cable. I need one for this Frax anyway. Also, does this thing have heat sinks on it at all? Thing does not have any heat sinks on it. Does this not have heat sinks on this thing? Looking at the STM controller and the stepper driver on that controller board. Anyway, let me see. Are there any heat sinks? There are no heat sinks. Interesting. All right. Good to know. Oh, I wonder. These little cables, are these what go from the beacon up to our little thingamaboober? They look right. All right. So it looks like this H36 board includes the little USB connectors to go from USB or CAN to go from your extender ports down to whatever you're hooking up, such as your beacon probe. So that's nice. I was looking yesterday because the new Orbiter 2 board I was looking to see if it had a connector to go down to it, and it does not come with cables for it. But this one comes with 2, so I only need 1. As long as this connector is the same, I should be able to use that over here. Looks like it's the same connector. This board is compact, dog. Look at this thing. Look at that thing. I think it's compact. It doesn't really show very well. Anyway, sorry. This is, like I said, this is a new Orbiter 2S toolhead board. But on that note, where we left off yesterday. The only thing I did after was I plugged in the thermistor for that other stepper motor. I plugged in the stepper motor, but we're going to unplug that pull some of that slack through and re-terminate that, I think. I tell you what, these prints finished up yesterday for the first part of this Nerf blaster for my daughter. They are nice. They are nice. This thing's going to be a fun build. It's going to be pretty long. I didn't realize how long this thing was. Get these couple little supports off of here. JPP, what's up? What time's game night tonight, sir? Hosting from your new house? Now, just curious, so I know, with the relocation, is that going to be a we bring the beer as a housewarming thing, or you're providing beer? I'm just asking for a friend. Any of you guys watching this back later, Just Push Print has a YouTube channel. Oh, moved to Saturday. That's right. Moved to Saturday. It's BYOB. Man. Anyway, anybody watching this back, go check out Just Push Print's YouTube channel. If you're into adult humor, and you either put the kids to bed at, you know, a time that would allow, or you don't have kids, or your kids are old enough. Freedom seeds, nice. Yeah, so I got a CZ 1012 a year ago, and I still have not gotten to take that thing out. I don't know how many times I've bought something and it's, you know, a year, 2 years before I get to try it out. Yeah, I was surprised the first time I was on. And I think so was Nomad. Yeah. Though in fairness, my 13-year-old can say some pretty raunchy things. Like, yeah. So I did end up going to visit Nomad at Printed Solid. He gave me a tour and all that stuff. So that game night stream put him and I together for that little bit of fun. So that was cool. Yeah, yeah. Dan, I don't have any plans on it, because that's an expensive expedition. If I did, it would not be this printer. And I will tell you why. So this printer here, this frame, is a LDO orange frame out of the beta frames from Trident development. Jason was kind enough to hook me up a couple years back with that when orange frames were not available anymore for anything. So there's a little bit of a history, a little bit of a story, a little bit of a sentimental attachment to this frame for me. However, I would love to switch out that thing right there, the 2.4, to a bigger frame and one with a backpack or side pack, because with my back, trying to flip that over, it's not a good idea. So yeah, Doom Cube would be cool. DLL PDF makes some really cool frames. Gear Nut, if you're watching this back, hit me up. See if we can work out a deal for the upcoming upgrade. Yeah, but they make some really cool frames and some backpack, side pack, Doom Cube frames, all sorts of stuff. So if you're in the market for such things, check them out. Yeah. All right. We're gonna set this phone up here on this tripod for y'all's viewing pleasures. So Dan, back when, so I looked into Monolith a while ago. I got invited to the server, was in there, but there wasn't anything on the market to buy. The reason why I've gone with Vitali CNC is because I needed CNC parts. So printed stuff wasn't going to work because I kept melting the printed parts. If you give me a minute, I'll pull up some pictures here. Just need to throw this in trash. So I needed aluminum mounts. As I understand it, trying to get Monolith CNC parts still is going to be a bit rough. Vitali makes great stuff. He's been good to me. So makes great stuff and had what I needed when I needed it. Let's see. Speaking of, I think, let me see. I think I actually sent Vitali pictures of what I want to show you. Yes. All right. All right. So here's one of my motor mounts. This is better one. The other ones were in pieces. Dan, printing the stuff's no issue. The gantry that's going in the 2.4 on that rebuild next is printed in PPS-CF. Printing a filled material is not an issue. That's Polymaker PPS-CF 10. Oh man, what do you mean? Oh man. Yeah, tricorn looks awesome. I would love to put tricorn on on that thing. Tried it right there. I've not had any issues with Polymaker. Everybody has their opinion around a lot of stuff, and I have things that don't work for me. I have terrible luck with RP 2040 tool head boards, so I don't use them. But if they work for you, great. I go with the same thing. Monolith is an awesome looking project, and it's something that I'd be interested in doing. I'm not interested in doing all-wheel drive. I just know the trouble with synchronizing stuff from my background in manufacturing and mechanics and stuff like that. So all-wheel drive doesn't interest me. But as I understand it, when I looked I did look when I was trying to figure out what I was going to do for the 2.4 upgrade, what gantry I was going to end up going with for that. I did look at Monolith. And it's something I would like to do at some point for something. Who knows what the future holds for future printers. Time will tell. Maybe by then, because if I'm going to go that route, I don't want to print the parts. I want them in CNC. So there's like a kit you can just grab off the shelf somewhere, for CNC monolith parts at that point. 3D Lab Tech and 3D Caton. Not heard of those. Let me see. Uh, 3D Lab. All right, let's go over here. What do we got? Monolith. Monolith Gantry R1C2 kit. Out of stock. Nope. Well, I guess. JPP. Okay, let's see. So what does this kit include? Kit does not include any seat. Okay, so this is just a hardware kit. Do they sell the? Do they sell it? They seem to not. 3D. Products. Search models. I think everybody sells whatchamacallit, but nobody sells the CNC kits. Anyway, see what we got over here. There's that. Yes, yes. That is a view. Maybe not quite so zoomed in. There we go. And I want to pop this out. That way I can read this from across the room. And we'll zoom that in. Excellent. So I need to work on getting all this stuff apart. I love this part. It's the greatest part. All right. Grab something to drink. Thanks, JPP. It's inspired by the McLaren Formula One team colors from like 2 years ago. That Mammoth, how are you today, sir? How's life treating you? Stay awake. What are you doing? A Mazda 787. What's the colors on that? If you're not a McLaren F1 team fan, you can just call this the Golf livery. Oh man, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, man. But we're here for you. I'll check in on you every once in a while, make sure you're still awake. Oh, this is the part that I'm really dreading, folks. All right. So, step one. Grab some Allen wrenches. Step two, take this cover back off. There we go. Focus, focus. Orange, green with white. Nice. I had considered doing a printer in like British Racing Green at one point. I thought that would be cool. Ambrosia has a British Racing Green now. Sparta 3D has one, which was the one I was thinking of using back at that time. And Paramount 3D has a British Racing Green. .3D Medic Vince, Shrimp Father. Appreciate you, brother. Let me pull up Discord here and take a look at this picture. That is settings. That is not Discord. There we go. Oh, okay. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. JPP, that would be a sweet looking, be a sweet looking build. So let's come over here and take a look at this. This is the colors JPP is talking about. Milo would look good in that, yeah. It would look really good. This camera actually doing its job. Yeah, so speaking of rotary, I've always wanted one. I got to drive an RX-7 one time. But there you go. Got a cool, fun little keychain. Rotary. Nice. That'd definitely be fun. I loved how high that thing revved, man. Like, it was long before I had my driver's license. And driving a car I had no business driving at a speed I had no business driving it at. I'm actually going to move this keychain. We're going to move this keychain around. Let's see. All right. Side quest, y'all. That's pretty sweet. You guys send me some pictures. I want to see pictures. All right. I'm going to reorganize keys to toolboxes. All right, there's that. There's way too many keys on this tiny little key ring anyway. Spin. Spin. There we go. All right. Now, don't y'all go grabbing pictures of my toolbox keys and making copies of them now, you hear? No idea what that key even goes to. But I've got it. Oh, that goes to like Kennedy toolbox down there. Sent me a picture. Got my finger stuck in the key ring. Let's see. All right, yeah. I think the one I drove was a little bit of a later one. This looks like it's 80s. I tried, so a guy at work has two RX-7s. And he bought one. It didn't have a motor in it. He ended up putting a 350 small block in it. But he bought that thing clean. I mean, other than the fact that it didn't have an engine, it didn't have rust or anything like that. It's very clean. He picked it up for $500. And I tried so hard because it was right after I bought this house and I had the garage. I'm like, I really want a project car. I tried so hard to get him to sell me that car so I could have it as a project car. But alas, he would not. I mean, I don't blame him. But yeah, he's got two of them. I think the other one has a rotary engine in it. This camera is not liking picking me up when I walk behind that. Let me see if I can find a picture of yeah, rotary's sweet. Let me see if I can find a picture of the model that that I got to drive. Oh, get off of the iPad. All right, images. Let's come over here. This right here. It's actually that color red too. I was like 15, so it was like circa 99, 2000. Now, the one that he got, the ones that he has are these ones. So that's the same year as yours, right? 85? I was saying that's the same year as yours, 85. This is the body style of the ones that he has here. First gen RX-7. That's what I was trying to buy off of him. AKA best gen. I tell you what car I miss. I had a 1971 Chevy Nova. I miss that car. 454 big block. All right. Let's get to doing something on here. Yeah, I couldn't tell you who I think would win that race there, JPP. RX-7. Definitely a fast car, especially if they're tuned right. All right, so go ahead and take this out of here. Looks like I gotta take this back off. Raj, how's it going? How are you today, sir? Let's unhook this. Push this wire back out of here. Okay. That's awesome. Yeah, so my son was originally going to move out here after high school. That was his original plan. And then there was a girl. But we were going to build a drag car, and I was looking for a Ford Falcon FB body. to build the Mad Max car as our drag car. I've actually got a die cast of the Mad Max car hanging up on the wall over there. Yeah. Yeah. I thought it'd be cool. I was like, if I can get a full car with a decent frame, we'll just, you know, do it as a fun thing. But even if I couldn't do that, even if I could just find a decent body and build a tube frame and put under it and go all out with it, we would go that way. I was looking for, so when I lived in Jersey, you could get boats all the time, relatively inexpensive, that had like dual inboard 540 motors. I was trying to see if I could find one of those. They're not the greatest motor for a drag car, but they were readily available and cheap. All right, let's see if I can manage to get this spread open enough to feed the ends of this wire through here. Looks like I might be able to. All right. Let's see. Probably be easier if I didn't have these spade connectors on the end of this wire. Okay, new plan. We're going to de-pin this. I need some pictures. My phone is currently in use. So I'll take it with the iPad. All right. I'm going to cut off these spade connectors. I'll just put new ones on. And we will get a screwdriver and depin this. Oh, that'd be cool to do. I'd like one just to play around with. Hey, yeah, that'd be sweet. Thanks. All right. This looks like it's about the right dimension. I'm going to feed some heat shrink tubing on here first. All right, JPP, have a good one, man. All right, so we're putting that orange sheathing on. What I did was I took and put a piece of heat shrink all the way up here. That way, when I put this tubing on, it has something I can seal it off with. All right. I'm going to take and just apply a bit of heat. That try to melt these ends together so they don't come apart. Did the same thing on this end, but far less cleanly. Now what I think we're going to do is take it. Smallest piece of heat shrink tubing I can. Try to seal these wires all together. Can I fit them all in here? No, definitely not. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna just kind of heat shrink these wires all together so I can feed them up through this thing. All right. Now I can feed my sleeving on this wire. This is going to take forever. This is a very long cable to feed this on. All right. So now we have it all the way up here over top of the heat shrink that I needed. Okay, yes, yes. Now I gotta try to feed the ends of this underneath this heat shrink. Man, I wish I had a size somewhere in between those. All right. Where I melted these, it's kind of a little funky. All right. New plan, maybe? Because that ain't ever going to go on there. Standing on the other end. I don't know if this piece of heat shrink will shrink down enough, but we're going to try it. Get our hot air soldering iron out. Pull that up there. Looks like we might have got it. All right. Dropping caramel apple lollipops all over the place. All right. Now we're going to stretch this as far down as it'll go. Put another piece of heat shrink on the other end. I know, this is riveting entertainment, folks. But, true story, if you've not built one of these printers, a lot of your time gets spent on these little dinky things. All right, so now we've got fancy dancy orange for our umbilical to match the printer. Why? Well, because all right, now we've got to put on our little flippy floppy doodads. I think there's a 3D printable version of these things now. You can print in TPU. Oh, please don't be that hard to push all the way up here. Oh, you're going to be that hard, aren't you? There's a little rubber part. Okay, that's not too bad. And this, folks, is why I was dreading switching out this umbilical cable. All right, that'll all get sorted out. Yeah, did that right. Once more. A rubber piece. This. That's gonna go up over top of that little rubber thingamaboober. Which I can assure you is less fun than it sounds. Petty Ruxpin, how's it going? It's going pretty good. Steven, how are you this morning? How's the quest to build your robot going? So you said you got your colors figured out. How much more do you got to go on the printing front? All right, there's our gland attached. Slide that down. Put our little printed part back on. Screw the printed part back on. Speaking of, that mammoth, are you still awake, sir? That's pretty impressive, getting it all printed by Monday. Oh, there's that. That mammoth is driving after a 14-hour shift, and now I'm concerned if he is still awake or not. I'll switch you guys back over here as soon as I get this screw in. Okay. Take a moment to clean up my mess over here. All right. Got to keep things nice and tidy and clean. I need to figure out a place to put little Ziploc baggies. I don't have a good place for them. Got out here early enough this morning to get stuff turned on before the garage got to a stupid temperature. So far we're beating the outside temp. Outside temp's 86, inside the garage is 81. Yeah, so I used to be a goldsmith. And for 12 years. And findings, the little parts, like your clasps and stuff for necklaces and whatnot, would all come in little tiny Ziploc bags. And a lot of times I'd be up doing something, I'd just take it out of the Ziploc bag, stuff it in my pocket. Then one time I was in Wawa, it's a little convenience store, East Coast convenience store thing, like a Sheetz or whatnot, if you're out west. And I'm like trying to find something in my pocket, probably cash or whatever to pay. And I'm pulling all these little tiny Ziploc bags out of my pocket, throwing them on the counter. And the guy behind me was a cop. I didn't even pay attention, didn't think anything of it. He goes, what you got all those bags for? So let's go plug in there. Just trying to get position for where I need this at. Hello, camera, over here. Over here. Oh, I'm gonna have to take this AI tracking thing off because it ain't gonna work with me walking around behind this printer. All right, do this again. This needs to go here. It's about right. That opening needs to be a little wider. All right, anyway. Let's put that back together. So, Steven, glad you asked. Let's go over here, take a look at what we got going on. So over here on Fabrico's site, if you go over here and you type in classified, these steppers right here are what's going in there. Running on 48-volt low sync. How are you? So this is our torque curve. For this stepper. There is only one other stepper even close. Go over here to West 3D and type in Kraken. So you've got these motors here. They come in a 0.09 degree stepper now. Anyway, so you've got the Krakens and you've got, okay. You've got the classifieds by Honey Badger. And can I make this data sheet bigger? All right, there we go. Not in the same scale. Now these ones, the Krakens, are designed to run up to 60 volts. But here's your torque curve on that versus over here. That's the 0.9s. This is 0.8, 1.8. So your speeds. Now these are designed to run with a bigger. So here's how I made my decision. So these ones are all designed to run with a bigger. Is there a picture? Doesn't seem to be a picture. Bigger drive gear. I think it's a 30-tooth drive gear, pinion gear, whatever you want to call it. These run on 20s. You could put a 20 on the whatchamacallit, but your resistance. So what ends up giving you a lot of, I went with these ones because pretty sure these ones, I don't have the other ones. I'd love to test them, but just looking at the numbers, these look like they would have far less VFAs than the Krakens. Just that impulse current, backfeed EMF, and it's how much it wants to turn to the next full step versus stay at a micro step, to limit the VFAs where the motor's wanting to turn and snap into the next position, causing those VFAs. These look like it would be, just based on the numbers, be far better at that. Probably both fantastic steppers, but that was my decision. You grabbed 4 speedy motors, put on AB on your Trident 2.4. Doubled your acceleration, yeah. So LDO makes the super powers, the super speedies. I think the super powers are actually the better of the two, and actually faster. But yeah, anyway, that was my decision making on why one stepper versus the other. They're both 8mm shaft. Plus the Krakens were not in stock anywhere at the time. Some people were selling them secondhand. Krakens are a couple dollars more than these. These just looked like the better bet for me. With my limited knowledge, I am not Eddie the engineer. So do with it as you will. Take it with a grain of salt. So high, low, ground. That's our order. For putting these, putting this connector back on. I did do some testing. Don't know where part of the numbers that I wrote down went, but I've got the VFA tests for the big stepper online motors that I had on this when I built it. Now, back when I built this, the super powers and the super speedies were out. A lot of folks were having a lot of issues with VFAs. High. Low. Ground. So I went with the stepper online ones. like to do a Trident or 2.4 using a complete set of those at 48 volts. Yeah. Like I said a little bit ago, I have no interest really in doing all-wheel drive. I mean, like Seaboard wants to send me one of their fancy all-wheel drive Trident kits. I'll build it. I'm not gonna say no, but I'm not gonna put out my own money for it right now, knowing what I know. About how difficult it is to synchronize and then keep stepper motors synchronized, because once you synchronize them, then you kill power to them. They're just going to go into the next closest full step, and maybe that's this way on one and this way on the other, and now it's not synchronized. You've got more tension on this section of belt between these two motors than you do on the section of belt on the other side of them, and you're going to have issues. JPP, you're back. Fantastic. Has anybody seen Dat Mammoth? Anybody? Dat Mammoth. I need you to say something in chat. Just let us know that you haven't fallen asleep behind the wheel. All right. Let's put this sleeving back on. Oh, I hate this stuff. Cable sheathing stuff sucks, man. All right, there's that. All right. Now we just need to zip tie that in place. One moment. All right, this tracking's not working. All right, go with that. Yes, no, maybe. Come over here. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Zip ties. Okay. This put back on. All right. We'll get this all taken care of. Really? Cable doesn't fit through the little opening. And I'm just really frustrated. And I did this backwards. I'm an idiot. Let me bring you around and show you what I did wrong. All right, so if I put this on, it's going around like this. This part needs to go the other way so that it holds it up in the air like that. All right, we're gonna look at something. Pretty sure I saved it. All right, let's see. All right, so this is what I need. And then oh wow. Okay. Now we need these. JPP, are you making fun of me for being boring? Sorry, sir. I'm a little frustrated right this second. Ah. All right. So let's get some stuff printing, I guess. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? All right. And I'm just gonna like cut that one off that, or try to, without damaging anything. See how that goes. All right, so let's go over here, open Orca Slicer, new project, printer stuff. Uh, Get some calipers out. Measure the size of this cable. Six point six. Okay. Now that we've lost half of our audience, screw two piece, and then that does not look like how they are labeled over here. .80. long, short, medium. Okay. I get it now. I get it. I get it. So I want longs. And I want 6.5s. Well, that one. So that's part 2, and now I need part 1. Open. All right, here's our 2 pieces for our gland. Now we're going to go over here. TPU. Does anybody else have issues with printing multiple parts? TPU. But it's going to be picking up and moving anyway, I guess. Doesn't use much filament. But I do find it best not to print TPU quickly. Hey, it's a Zippy. Your face is a mess. What were you eating? You got SkettyOs all over your clothes. You guys ate SkettyOs last night? All right, it's one of these 2 narrow containers. Here this afternoon, I think. Okay. So, I think if we wait till later, Sis will want to go. Okay.
My knee pads, my tummy.
I don't know what to tell you about that. We're gonna have to make do with what we have. All right. It looks like it's all the way down. I wish I had a printer that was good at printing TPU. The only one that has any luck whatsoever is the V0 down here. Even it struggles. If anybody has any tips or tricks, that'd be great. All right. SpaghettiOs or ravioli does sound pretty good. It's not bad every once in a while. All right, so not yet. We do need to get that printing though, the other parts for your Nerf gun printing. My problem is it doesn't like to feed through the stupid Bowden tube, and it gets everything's on these half-kilogram rolls. Well, the only thing I've got is Polymaker TPU, and it's on a half-kilogram roll, and it doesn't like to feed off of that thing very well. Load this filament. Get to use the Micron. It's been nice having this thing working again. I would like to get this night owl set up though. I need to work on this load macro. Have that wait for a second before it starts cooling that nozzle back off. Okay. Yeah, that's the problem with the V0. It feeds in at the foot, curves up, goes up to the top, curves back down, goes. It's a disaster. Zippy, I see you put my chair way up for me. Thank you. All right. Let's go back over here. Let's go. Is this thing printing? It is printing. Okay.
I'll taste that phone. I have this phone.
Delete, delete.
What is this? What is this food?
Range. Copy. Copy. All right. Now, let me get over here. Device, machine. Let's find our load macro. Load filament. What's the wait command? What is the wait command? G4. G4, then P 60 seconds. Now it'll wait 60 seconds after it sends the commands to extrude before it starts cooling that nozzle off. That way it's not trying to extrude while that nozzle's cooling down. All right, so. All right, well, it's going to be this afternoon. We've got ASA, slice plate, print, upload and print. And now I'm going to destroy this gland because there we go. Yeah, I'm going to destroy this thing because I'm not undoing everything to get it back off of here. Just how it is. I'm sorry. Your discretion advised, I guess. I'm going to try not to mess up this orange sheathing in the process. That's our goal, folks. Sucks because these things aren't entirely cheap. But I refuse to completely undo this and do it all over again. Disassembling this one snip at a time. This is the easy part. All right, JPP. Aria, stop. Aria. We're going to just have to make do with the ones you have.
I need my elbow. I need my elbow pad. I need my elbow pad. I need
Aria.
my elbow.
All right. Part 1. Part 2. Well, we'll see if we can find him. Okay. I didn't throw your helmet stuff away.
No. Oh, I need
There was 2 sets around here, so there might still be stuff around. Just calm down. Okay? We'll have to look. Aria, I'm not doing this with you. I'm not doing it with you. Aria, I'm not doing it with you. You didn't keep them in your helmet. They were just thrown all over the floor all the time. Nobody ever used them. They just got thrown everywhere for Daddy to trip over and try to find a place to put. All right, this is not working. We need to cancel that. All right. Aria. All right. Try this again. Now this tool headboard needs to come off. Aria, I'm not doing this with you. No matter what I do, if I ordered them right now, they would not be here by this afternoon. Raj, how's it going? What happened to your hot end? I put the umbilical gland on incorrectly. So we cut that into a million little pieces, as you can see in Exhibit A. And we're printing pug glands to put on here instead. I knew it didn't seem right. It's like these things I think are supposed to face each other. But I was thinking the other way around and it wasn't right. All right. There we go. Let's keep an eye on that V0 this time. Make sure that it's doing the right thing. Use cheap filament. That's not good. Hopefully it turns out better for you this time. Trash can emptied. Go over here. And grab this. Slice. What is this supporting over here? Some of this stuff needs to be supported. Some of it doesn't. All right. Let's go to this one and let's paint on some supports on this. All right. We're going to put supports there and there. 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 That I'm pretty sure it can bridge. All right. Do this one. Wait a minute. Are these the same thing? Edit. Undo. Objects. I don't need both of these. Okay, which one do I need? I need this one. So this one I don't need. All right. Slice plate. What do we look like now? Okay. Sorry, guys. Trying to figure this out. Over here. I should be able to bridge, but just to make sure everything fits nice. Right. Same thing over here. Okay, that looks good. Supports. All right, does this have anything that's going to need support? I really want to make sure this and this print really well. I think that's it. All right, see what we're looking at now. Crowdy PLA. You printed your hot end in PLA, Raj? Oh, you were printing PLA and messed up your hot end. I thought you printed your hot end in PLA. Okay, that makes more sense. All right, we'll upload these files. And then when that gets done, I'll grab the filament out of the Micron and use that to print these. What's the camera? This is the part that goes into our pie. I don't know what I'm going to do with all of our extra wire. So that goes in there. Then this needs to get hooked up to 24 volt, which is the one back here. I think we're just going to tuck that down here. Zip tie. Zip tie up this wire. You get a jam in the cold side. So that's the thing I hate about Dragon, is that that thing is really, really prone to jams and to heat creep. I took the Dragon high flow I had in the switch wire out. I never had any problems with it until I whatchamacallit, till I installed the ERCF. Then it would get jammed when it would retract the filament to cut it. I put a Rapido, no, I put a Revo in to replace that because the switch wire doesn't print fast. So I've got Revo high flow and switch wire, just a standard Revo in the V0. I've got a NF Crazy high flow in the 2.4, and that's the one that's like a mosquito clone. And then I've got Rapido in the Micron and the Trident. The 2.4 with that rebuild is getting switched over to Rapido Ultra High Flow as well. The problem I had, and the NF Crazy is built the same way, but for some reason I've not had the same issue with it, is that real thin heat sink, that copper heat sink and whatnot, the bottom of it's got that ceramic part to allow it to like get warmer up there and pre-melt the filament before it gets to the actual hot end. And what would happen is it would melt the PLA enough that when it got retracted a little bit and then cut, before it could push it back down into the hot side, it would swell up, especially silks. Absolutely could not do silks. It would swell up and jam right above that. And then I'd have to take the whole thing apart. Sometimes I could just stop the hot end fan and let it heat up into the cold side enough to unjam it. Other times I'd have to take it apart, torch it, and push it through. Or drill it out. That Dragon is in such terrible shape when I took it out. All right. We got parts printing for the tool head. Got that. I need connectors and I need wires. Then we'll have to figure out which set of wires is which for oh, we'll be able to figure that out. For tool head sensors, we'll have to repin all this stuff into the smaller, tiny JSTs. We can do that. My sister-in-law's down in Florida. They saw manatees in the water. All right, I need to shorten the stepper motor wires. All right, so these need to be shortened. But then the rest of this can all go back together. Wires back down in here. There we go. Need connectors for the 24 volt. Well, we're making some progress, I guess. What else do I need to do? I need to power it on, I'll need to program it. I can't really do that. So I have these parts. We've got another 11 minutes on the tool head. I don't know how long on the whatchamacallit. Aria, you want to help Daddy get these containers down? Okay. I need that one on the top.
I can't reach it.
Yes, you can. It's right there in front of you. You can. It's not that heavy. The one underneath of it's really heavy. Go on.
Which one?
That one.
Get it.
Pick it up. Lift it up and slide it towards you.
Happy.
It's not heavy.
Happy for me.
Well, guys, I don't know. What do you guys want to do while we wait for parts?
Where's the camera? Camera.
Spaghetti-O face over here. Say hi. Well,
Dad, can we look for my elbow pads?
all right, we'll do that. In an effort not to bore the crap out of you guys, I'm gonna go get lunch. Maybe we'll be back later today, do some more of this.
You can go to the skate park.
I gotta take her to the skate park. So,
And sissy.
um,
And I need my elbow pads.
if you haven't already,
I need
do me a favor, hit the like button on your way out, and we'll catch you next time. Later.
I keep hitting my knee with my hand.